Greetings to all of you and a pleasant day to everyone who attended this meeting, especially to our Prof. Mr. Jervin de Guzman. And before we start our discussion, may I introduce my members who helped to successfully finish this report. Hi, I am Sharisa Singh Kunanan together with Maricar Alvarez, Glyza May Pablo, Jaina Sabas, Jana Liza de Guzman, Dandra Gonzalez, Jericho Rico, and lastly, Lawrence Alvarez. And we are the Group 1. So before we finally proceed to our discussion, we prepared some quick activity for you guys to answer. We have here some 4 pics and 1 word and to guess the image. So, happy answering!
Who is the first president of the Philippines Republic?
How is the President of the Philippines is elected? The President is directly elected by the people and is one of only 2 nationally elected exclusive officials, the other one being the Vice President of the Philippines. Here are some qualifications to become a president. Natural-born citizen of the Philippines, enabled to read and write, registered voter, 40 years of age, a resident of the Philippines for at least 10 years. First and foremost, he emerged as the prominent leader during the Philippine Revolution against Spanish colonial rule. As a key figure in the Katipunan, he provided leadership and direction to the Filipino forces fighting for independence. This culminated in the historic Declaration of Philippine Independence on June 12, 1898, where Aguinaldo played a central role, becoming the country's first president under the First Philippine Republic. However, his presidency was short-lived due to the American colonization that followed the Spanish-American War. Despite this setback, Aguinaldo remained actively engaged in the Philippine politics and activism, advocating for the country's independence. His enduring commitment to the cause of Philippine independence left a mark on the nation's history.
How Emilio Aguinaldo became the first president of the Philippines. On January 23, 1899, the Malolos Constitution, by virtue of which the Philippines was declared a republic, and which had been approved by Assembly and by Aguinaldo, was proclaimed. Aguinaldo, who had been president of the provincial government, was elected president. Emilio Aguinaldo was elected as the first president of the Philippines through a series of events during the Philippine Revolution against Spanish colonial rules. Emilio Aguinaldo as a leader due to his military successes and political within revolutionary movement. And at the Harris Conventions of 1897, a gathering of revolutionary leaders, Aguinaldo was elected president by majority. However, these elections was marked by controversy and power struggles, as some delegates disputed the validity of elections. Despite the challenges, Aguinaldo leaderships play a crucial in the fight for Philippines independence from the Spanish rule.
During Emilio Aguinaldo presidency as the President of the Philippines, he made significant contributions to the country. Some of the notable contributions include Achieving independence from Spain. Emilio Aguinaldo played a crucial role in achieving independence for the Philippines for Spanish colonial rule. In 1890, he led the Philippines Revolution against Spain that declared the country independence on June 12, 1898. 2. Formation of the First Philippines Republic. Aguinaldo was elected as the first president of the newly established First Philippines Republic under the leadership. He established provisional government and worked towards creating constitution for the Philippines. Defending Philippine sovereignty. This the challenge faced during this presidency instruction and defeated Philippine sovereignty. He resisted the American occupation and led the Philippines-American War from 1899 to 1902.
Tapos.
Who is Emilio Aguinaldo? Emilio Aguinaldo E. Fami was born on March 22, 1869 in Kawit, Cavite. He was baptized and raised in Roman Catholicism. His parents are Carlos Aguinaldo E. Hamir and Trinidad Fami E. Villanueva, a couple that had 8 children, the 7th of them whom was Emilio Sr. He was best known for a Filipino leader. Aguinaldo's significance lies in his leadership during the Philippine Revolution against Spanish rule. He played a pivotal role in the country's fight for independence, leading the Katipunan forces and overseeing the historical declaration of the Philippine independence on June 12, 1898. In short, our first president, Emilio Aguinaldo, was a Filipino leader who tried to make the Philippines free from Spain. He joined a secret group called the Katipunan, which aimed for freedom, in 1869 when a revolution started against the Spain. Aguinaldo became a key leader and military strategist. He declared freedom on June 12, 1898, but then the United States took over the Philippines. This makes him important in Filipino history because he symbolizes the fight for their country's independence.
What are the contributions Emilio Aguinaldo did before, during, and after he became a president? Before he became a president, Emilio Aguinaldo contributed immensely to the fight for the Philippine independence from Spain. He was a key figure in the Philippine Revolution, serving as a leader of the Katipunan, a revolutionary society dedicated to expelling the Spanish from the Philippines through armed force. He played a major role in the Battle of Imus and was instrumental in the formation of the revolutionary government in August 1896. Aguinaldo also led several successful campaigns against Spanish forces, culminating the Declaration of Philippine Independence on June 12, 1898. His efforts and leadership in the revolution paved a way for the establishment of the first Philippine Republic, with Aguinaldo as its first president.
Greetings. My name is Jana Shelby Sabas. Today I'm going to share you about modernization and construction development. Under Aguinaldo's presidency, efforts were made to modernize the nation and develop infrastructure projects. This included constructions of railways, bridges, ports, and schools, among others. Education reform. Aguinaldo recognized the importance of education and initiated several reforms to improve education in the Philippines. He encouraged establishment of schools and prioritized education of the Philippines.
After, Emilio Aguinaldo led a revolutionary movement against the Spanish colonial government in the Philippines. He cooperated with the U.S. during the Spanish-American War, but subsequently broke with the U.S. and led a guerrilla campaign against U.S. authorities during the Philippine-American War, July. His dream of Philippine independence came true on July 4, 1946. He died in Manila in 1964. However, his legacy endures as a symbol of resilience and sovereignty, inspiring generations to safeguard and nurture the nation's freedom. Thank you very much.
So, Emilio Aguinaldo's election as the first president of the Philippines was a pivotal moment in the country's history and was closely intertwined with the Philippine Revolution against Spanish colonial rule. However, Emilio Aguinaldo's election as the first president of the Philippines was a culmination of his military successes, political influence, and the circumstances of the Tejeros Convention. Despite the controversy surrounding election, his leadership was essential in the Philippines' fight for independence from Spanish colonial rule. So his dream of Philippine independence came true on July 4, 1946, and he died in Manila in 1964. However, his legacy endures as a symbol of resilience and sovereignty, inspiring generations to safeguard and nurture the nations of freedom.
Thank you for listening.